How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Good. Do you happen to know what is today? Is it?
I mean, there's every day seems to have something.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know.
All right, I'll see if I can find it. Hey, how do you say the name of the elephant? Babar, Babar, Babar.
Babar.
You say Babar?
Yeah.
The elephant? Okay, because we have to read a children's story. We're reading 3 tomorrow. 3
yes,
children's
we are.
books.
In 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes?
Yes.
These are quick books, Galen.
Yeah, I think you can handle it.
So it's going to be fun. I'm not sure. I know we're doing it by City Hall. I'm not so sure exactly what we're doing, though.
Right.
We're reading the books.
Okay, it's National Donate Life Day. I found it, Galen. Okay.
There you go.
Let me see. I got to hold
Nice.
on. I got a soundbite here that'll help explain it, Lucy. Wait, that wasn't it. That's Bob Howe. Hold on. I'm going to help you out here.
By the way, I met Bob at Bob Wine's the other day.
Did you really?
Saturday.
Well, that's
I was like, I'm listening, and it's all voice, and I'm like, and he's talking to somebody, and I'm like, I looked down, and I'm like, man, I love your commercials. He goes, what? You could tell he was like, well, what? And I'm like, no, I listen to your commercials all the time. That's why I'm here. And he's like, oh, that's great to hear. Thank you. I was like, yeah. You could tell he was taken aback, but yeah.
So the 3 kings of radio back in the day were Jim Kirk, Bob Howe,
Yes.
and Vernon Arnett.
Yes.
I don't know how many people know that part of Ocala history.
They're amazing.
Those 3 guys were leaders in our community. Yeah. We should have a Mount Rushmore. We just need one more face. I don't know who the 4th face would be, but yeah, they were the guys who brought broadcasting to. He didn't bring broadcasting to us. Yeah.
No.
So the 3 faces of radio from our early days. There must have been somebody earlier, than them, but those are the 3 I remember. Are you the same way with those 3?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't put anybody else up there because those are the people that I associate it with. So
it would have to be the 4th one would have to be the founder of WTMC because that was the first radio station in Marion County.
Sure.
Right.
So we'll have to find out who that is.
All right, today is the day you can make a commitment to saving multiple lives. I have a soundbite. Are you ready? Here we go. Just listen to this.
You can potentially save up to 9-10 lives if all organs and tissues and everything is used.
On this National Donate Life Day, you're asked to consider registering online or indicating on your driver's license that you want your organs and tissues donated if doctors are unable to save your life. Memorial Transplant Institute's Dr. Juan Arenas asks you to then share that decision with your family.
It'll be easier if they know ahead of time that their wishes were to become organ donors.
In Florida, more than 5,300 organs, mostly kidneys, were transplanted last year.
Wow.
Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Wow. So do you guys still do the registration of organs or not anymore?
Oh, no, we've never done that. Well, we do occasionally when we work with, the people in charge of that. So, we have a great relationship with them, but we don't do it. We allow somebody else to come into our blood drives and sign people up. But, again, it's like the person said, the easiest way to do it is at the DMV when you're getting your license. You no longer need to tell your loved ones because now they just go by what your wishes were, which I think is fantastic. But yeah, that's kind of it's that simple. Just when you get your driver's license, just let them know.
Yeah, and now you can do it online, right? I think so. Pretty sure. So you have that, and you have bone marrow, which is a separate thing, right? Bone marrow registration. Yeah,
bone marrow is a different register. And so that is through the Be the Match. And, you can go to bethematch.org. They now charge you, which is kind of why we separated ourselves from them, just because they could not get funding anymore from the government to add people to the list. So, that's kind of why. So. Yeah.
Listen to this one. Okay, this is. I don't mean to scare anybody away from donating bone marrow. Obviously, everybody who's done it has had a good experience, and the people who are saved because of bone marrow have had a really good experience. But there was a story yesterday about a guy who didn't do so well. A popular New Jersey high school principal died Sunday. This is like yesterday's news. Died Sunday after donating bone marrow to a young boy in France.
Oh, no.
His name is Derek Nelson. Here's his photo right there, Robin. He was the principal at New Jersey's Westfield High School. He never recovered after falling into a month-long coma following a bone marrow donation procedure at Bergen County Hospital. Wonder what went wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to. Yeah, we won't know. I mean, that's there's some HIPAA involved in that. But yeah, it's kind of amazing, isn't it?
His father said he may have had a heart attack, so maybe it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, there is some stress put on your body when you do that. Absolutely, they give you a shot that kind of gives you the flu. Your body produces more white cells because that's what we're taking from you at that point, right? Is leukocytes. So. I don't know the specifics, but yeah, that's definitely possible. Sure.
Well, that must have been God's plan. He died to save a life. He died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe in
it's
God.
a tough one. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Sometimes.
Galen, do you? No.
No.
All right.
We have one soul, and our soul stays with us in heaven, so we can live during God's reign.
All right. When I was a kid.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I never called things I didn't know a thingamajig or a whatchamacallit. I always called them a fwepley. I did. And so people said, that's not a word. I said, yeah, it's a fwepley. What do you mean it's a fwepley? Said, I don't know what it is. It's a fwepley, right? You're looking at something. What do you call that? I don't know. So it's a thingamajig or whatchamacallit.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, I used the word fwepley. Fwepley. Fwepley.
Okay.
Isn't that a crazy thing?
Did you make it up?
I think I must have.
Is
I always thought
using it now?
What?
Is somebody using it now?
No, nobody's using it now. But it's a word. I don't know. I guess I made it up. What do you think, Galen? If there's no reincarnation, I thought maybe I had another language in a different life. Maybe I was like, living in Africa or something, because that sounds like an African word. Fwepley.
Okay.
Right?
I guess so. I haven't put that much thought into the word.
No.
Maybe I should.
No. Well, you couldn't have because you never heard that word before. It's my own.
I guess that's true.
Okay. But I have here some words and phrases that we use all the time that were made up by presidents.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Didn't I take I took a backwards road to get to that, didn't I?
Sure. I'm okay with that.
It's fun. Tomorrow we're going to read to kids Babar, Babar, or Babber.
That's right. Babber. Now it's a fourth one.
Babar.
Babar. I did look it up. Let me see if I can find. I have a pronunciation here. Let's see what this lady says. Come on, tell me the name. Where is she?
Babar.
Baba, Robin.
Babar.
Baba, Galen. See,
Bar.
we're all saying it wrong.
Okay.
All right, so I have some words and phrases that were made up by presidents. How's the blood supply today?
Kind of where we've been. I know it sounds, it takes a while to move the needle sometimes, but we are right at a 5-day blood supply and still looking for some O negative and some A negative. So please just get out there, give the gift of life, and donate blood.
Do you actually have a needle that moves?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That would be pretty cool.
By the way, I noticed in the news, this is a sports story, I don't have it in front of me, but one of the Gator baseball players plays now for the Mets, and apparently he's doing really well for them. So my friend Jimmy McCauley up in New York, he must be happy, huh?
I think so. I think he's really
Am I
happy.
right, Galen?
He's a minor league baseball player still, but yeah.
Oh, he doesn't play for the Mets?
He does. He's a minor league. I don't think he plays for the. I don't know who. I thought you were talking about Tim Tebow.
No, not Tim Tebow. No, it's a different guy.
Yeah.
He's a Gator baseball player. Oh gosh, I should look.
They're all over the place. I don't know.
I'll look it up while we're doing whatever we do. All right, you tell me how. Oh, you told us how the blood supply is. Okay, we got to move the needle.
Right.
Palm Garden of Ocala. Thank you. For everybody else, keep that name in mind. First of all, remember this: they're at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. I want you to know that address so you can go take a tour. Not when you need it, but before you need it, right? Maybe somebody you love, somebody's going to need some rehabilitative care. You don't want to have to, at the last minute, think, I don't know where to go, right? Exactly. So you go there, you take a tour, and in the unlike the event that you don't want to happens, nobody wants to think about that. You have somebody has a heart attack or maybe an accident, they need some walking, therapy. God forbid, let's hope that never happens to anybody. But if you do, or you know somebody who does, this is a good place to go to. They can help you get back on your feet. Literally.
They can.
That's a literal statement right there, right?
And they have cutting-edge equipment to help out, too, along with the personnel that knows how to use the
Now, that's not
equipment.
literal, because they don't really cut any edges.
No.
That's a figurative.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to figure.
We're just all over the map today. Go to Palm Garden, take a tour, and make sure you thank Jan and Jennifer and everybody over there.
Yeah.
Pan Flooring is also a sponsor. Thank them. They put beautiful flooring into the studios here, and they can do the same thing for you. They are at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala. Their website is panflooring.com. All right, you ready, Galen?
I am.
The word iffy is a word made up by Franklin Roosevelt. Did you know that?
It's a great word, though. It's iffy.
It is a
I
good
mean,
word. Yes.
Yeah, maybe it's because it's been part of our, vernacular for almost 100 years, I guess. But
Yeah, in the 1930s, he made it up. He was asked at a press conference to talk about the status of the month-old bread that was in his refrigerator. Whatever.
Huh?
He said it was iffy.
Oh, my.
Okay, I don't know. All right, let's see. President Abraham Lincoln, upon sending an urgent message to Congress, Abraham Lincoln said about Southerners, quote, "With rebellion thus sugar-coated, they have been drugging the public mind of their section for more than 30 years." So the word sugarcoat is attributed to Lincoln.
Oh,
No kidding.
okay.
There you go. An official government printer found the term to be too casual and asked Lincoln to change it for the record. Lincoln refused. The result, the perfect word bomb to drop into your next argument. It's sugar-coated. It's sugar-coated.
pretty good. Again, that's a good word. I thought it had something to do with honestly taking, like a pill of some kind, so like a pharmaceutical reference. But
I wonder.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, well, maybe they were coating medicine with sugar back in his day, but they never used the term. So maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something to that.
Well, I mean, we all know a spoonful of sugar can go down. That's a known fact.
That's right. We should learn that song, Robin.
Yes.
It's a good song. All right, President
I don't think there are
Obama.
that many words to it, so I don't know how hard it is to learn.
Oh, we're not going to sing it. We're just going to play it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. President Obama came up with the word snowmageddon.
Not as good.
A snowstorm that hit Washington, D.C. in 2010. He called it snowmageddon. That's a cool word, too. Snowmageddon.
Yeah,
Think so?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's a good word because with one word, you know exactly what he means, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We have them already. They're snowstorms or blizzards.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, in 1788, Thomas Jefferson was so inspired while writing about the natural beauty of his home state, Virginia, that he just had to make up a whole new word to describe it. The Count de Buffon, he writes, believes that nature belittles her productions on this side of the Atlantic. Boom, belittle was born.
Wow.
I would have thought belittle would have been there before. Okay. I'm good with that.
Jefferson actually gets credit for more than 100 new words. Lengthily is one of his.
I wrote a lot.
Monotonously is one of his. And pedicure. Pedicure is one of his.
Oh, did he get one?
He must have had a pedicure. My toenails need to be clipped, honey. Would you give me a, what do you call that? We'll call it a pedicure. Let's see. James Madison recorded the first use of the word squatter in 1788 in a letter from Madison to George Washington discussing homeless Maine residents who lived on other people's properties.
Good word, though.
It's a
It's a good word.
That's a squatter.
It works. It just works. Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one that we use all the time. President Warren G. Harding, who was a senator in 1916, used for the first time the phrase founding fathers. to talk about the presidents early on in our.
I guess you wouldn't refer to yourself as a founding father, right? You wouldn't,
No. Well,
as a founding father, you wouldn't say that.
Right,
So, yeah,
right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it takes a while before you can look back and say these are the founders.
Sure.
Right? Before anybody called them the founding fathers, the Declaration signers and the early patriots were often referred to as framers.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember that
Framers
word.
of
I
the
thought that was a cool word.
Constitution.
That is a cool
Framers.
one. Yeah.
Framing the Constitution. I love that.
Right.
All right, I have two more. Let's see. The first time anybody used the word administration was in 1796. The president was George Washington. It was his farewell address. He said, "In reviewing the incidents of my administration, I am unconscious of intentional error." Well, there you go.
Good for him.
Wasn't
That's
used.
wonderful.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Wasn't used before that.
Oh, he was the first one.
We ate where he drank.
Exactly. And we're going back to have another glass of beer.
There you go. There you go. And finally, in 1906, Teddy Roosevelt used this word in a speech to describe unscrupulous journalists who were writing juicy gossip. He discovered the term muckrake in the book Pilgrim's Progress and tweaked it for his own purposes. The word has evolved to have a positive connotation depending on the context. Journalists who took risks to expose corruption or scandal in the public could also be muckrakers. So that was he made it up based on another word though. So that's kind of cheating a little bit, right?
I like it.
Although I would think administration must have been around before, right? There must have been some use of it. Maybe not in terms of the president's
office
term, right?
Yeah, his administration, yeah. Because, they had to use the word administer, I would think.
Yeah.
So maybe he made it administration.
I always am wondering why we say administration when it's the president. Like, why do we say the Trump administration has said instead of just saying Trump has said?
I don't know.
Fair.
I don't understand that one. Okay. So I often wonder,
You don't want to attribute quote to the wrong guy, even though it didn't come directly from the president.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I don't know.
Yeah. And finally, Babar was made up.
Yes.
Was made. I don't know who made up Babar. I don't know. I just know that David the traffic counter says it's Babar. Babar.
Yeah.
I can't remember how he said
There's
this.
4 ways now to say it.
Oh, by the way, we gave a gentleman a ride the other day. He wasn't hitchhiking, but we know him, and you know him. His name is Randy. And
He's one of your fans.
he
Galen.
listens to this segment every day, I think, Galen. Every time we see him at First Friday Art Walk,
He's in town, yeah.
he references this segment all the time. What was the thing he
Good.
brought up the other day?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
I
something
can't
you said
remember
about 5 suicides.
Oh, yeah, when you were growing up.
In your-
when you were going to school here.
Yeah,
Yeah, your friends.
yeah. He thought that was a lie. He said, I never heard of that many because he grew up in New Jersey or something, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, why would you kill yourself if you lived in New Jersey?
Gee.
You have everything to live for. Yeah.
He's a real nice guy, and we do meet so many people at First Friday Art Walk, and they do reference this segment, and especially when you're talking about sports.
Oh, good.
Well, yeah, you got a lot of people who disagree with you on the sports stuff.
Yeah.
Not everybody can be as smart as me. I don't know.
I don't know which is more of an argument starter, sports or politics. I don't know, because I don't get involved in sports, but it seems like, yeah, Robin is right. A lot of people come up to us and want to argue with us based on something you said, and I'll go, hello, hello, we're here to play the music. We're not here to...
Depends on their intelligence. If they're a Red Sox fan, obviously there's nothing to argue about.
Well, I'm glad.
There you go.
I'm glad you got your voice back. So, are the basketball games for the high schools done now?
Well, it wasn't for high schools. It was for just it's a AAU. It's summer.
Oh.
Off season, I mean. So no, we don't have games for the next 2 weeks. But but we're still practicing. So yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay. And prom season's coming up too, isn't it? For the high
That's
schools?
till May.
Oh, in May.
May
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was
I
trying.
think there are some this weekend. Mm-hmm. But there's the one that Vanguard is like in 2 weeks. So.
All right, I found the baseball player I'm talking about. Okay, Pete Alonso. Do you know the name?
Okay, there you go.
Pete,
Yeah,
here's the story from April 3rd, and I think there was a newer story that they just beat the Braves, right? Did the Mets beat the Braves yesterday?
Okay.
Did they? Oh, you don't know? Okay. This one is from a week or so ago. It says Pete Alonso stepped up to the plate for the New York Mets on Monday night against the Miami Marlins. In the top of the ninth inning, the Mets had alleviated some of the pressure on his shoulders after they took a 4-3 lead. Alonso swung at the first pitch and powered it over the center field wall, scoring 3 runs and giving the Mets a 7-3 advantage and eventually the win. This was the first career home run for the Mets' second-round pick in 2016. Alonso was a star on Florida's 2016 College World Series squad. So there you go.
There you go. Perfect.
And I found it. The Mets won over the Braves yesterday. 6-3 was the final. Then they played them again today at 7:20, and they play them again tomorrow at 7:20.
Yes.
Mets versus Braves. So we'll see what happens.
I'll have to tell Jimmy. He's from our backyard.
Yeah.
We'll have to claim him.
He's your guy.
Yeah, he'll have to claim him.
Yeah, he's your guy.
I'm a fair weather kind of a sports fan. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're the worst kind.
I am the worst
We
kind.
bandwagon.
I have no idea anything, but everyone's
I just have no use for him.
right. I learned a name that's doing well, and he's my bud.
And they did say that win included Pete Alonso's record homer.
There you go.
So there you go.
All right, Galen, what's up for the weekend? Anything good?
Just kind of going to relax. I think we're going to go to the comedy club tomorrow. Tomorrow night. That's going to be fun.
Oh, where is that?
Wife and I. At the OBS, Ocala Breeder Sale. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because Japanese people say that when we laugh, we look like horses, Americans. Did you ever hear that? The way we laugh?
No.
We open our mouth really wide.
I gotcha.
All right, where's the Bloodmobile today or maybe even during the weekend?
Domino's Pizza out in Bellevue tonight. So come by, see us, get you a slice.
Hey, get your slice and then give a slice of life. How about that?
Hey! and then we're at Walmart in Summerfield tomorrow, and then also Wildwood of United Methodist Church in Wildwood on Sunday. So come by and see us. Get the Life Donate Blood.
Nice.
All right, enjoy your weekend, Galen, and be careful out there. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Sounds good. Thanks, y'all.
All right, we'll be right back.
Plenty of sunshine on this Friday and warm, but there may be a shower in spots along the coast during the morning hours. The high 84 at the coast, 90 inland. Partly cloudy Friday night, low 65 inland, low 70s along the coast. Times of clouds Saturday, there can be a morning shower along the coast. A high about 84 at the coast, 90 inland. And on Sunday, partly sunny, breezy, and quite warm. Highs in the mid-80s at the coast, 91 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Have you seen all the color popping out at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala? If not, you owe yourself a trip for sure this week. One great example, a super selection of Gerber daisies, regularly $4.99, they're just $2.99. And colorful annuals, including begonias, marigolds, periwinkles, celosia, zinnias, and more. You can get a giant flat of 18 of these for just $19.99. For Easter, there's a huge selection of budded and blooming daylilies. They're gorgeous in peach, yellow, red, and gold. You get 6 of these beauties for just $35.99. There's a wonderful tree sale, too. Buy one at Bob's super low price and get a second one just like it for half price. Check the ad, go to bobwinescameliagardens.net, and then get on over to Southeast 38th Street daily till 4:30, Saturdays till 3 in the same blooming place since 1952.
Hepatitis A cases are increasing in Marion County. Vaccination is the best form of protection to prevent yourself from getting the virus. Get your free hepatitis A vaccination on Saturday, April 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Department of Health's drive-through vaccination clinic. Find out more by calling 352-629-0137.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. The U.S. wants him, but in Britain, some pressure to prevent the founder of WikiLeaks from being extradited.
Julian Assange is not being pursued to protect U.S. national security. He is being pursued because he has exposed wrongdoing.
British lawmaker Diane Abbott. Backers call Assange a whistleblower. Some critics say his leaking of classified information risked millions of lives. Assange's defense getting a chance to make their case against deportation.
May the 2nd, as things stand at the moment, that does appear to be the likely fate of Julian Assange.
Lisa Holland with Sky News. A spring snowstorm triggering a state of emergency in Minnesota, where flooding is also creating dangerous conditions across the region.
We've already had reports, though, of some areas over 20 inches of snow across South Dakota.
Mark Chenard with the National Weather Service. This is Fox News.
Your home is important. That's why Geico helps make it easy to save on homeowners insurance. Because